explore our magnificent state with this week's edition of Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. Brought to you by Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
You know, it's always fun the way we start our show. Randy moves out and we move in mass, so we have 4 people coming in through a tight spot and trying to get all settled in.
But we've got it down to a science and an art, and it's a well-oiled machine, and everybody got in their spots, and we are ready to go on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors.
So anybody here named Spot? All right. Somebody named Rainwater walked in the studio, and it's not Randy. It's Randy's wife, Carrie Rainwater. A little bit later in the show, Carrie decided that she would do something that I would never dream of doing, and she decided to skydive. And so when we say we do this is an outdoor show, we touch all the bases.
We do it all. We jump from planes, and we.
What's this? We jump from planes.
Well, I do.
You know what? You couldn't push me out of a plane. All right. We're going to visit, first of all, with Carby Kelly, who was an interpreter at Lake Sylvia State Park, the recreational area. And tell us a bit about your job and the park. Where is Lake Sylvia?
Yeah, so Lake Sylvia is about 39 miles from Little Rock. It's about a 45-minute drive, and it's technically in Perryville.
So why would I want to go to?
Well, there's a ton of reasons
Okay.
why you might want to go to
I know you got 'em
Lake
all, baby.
Sylvia. Yeah. So if you're an outdoors person, we have it all at Lake Sylvia Recreation Area. We have camping possibilities. We have hiking possibilities, kayaking, canoeing. We have a beautiful 18-acre lake, and the surrounding area is the recreation area. So up at the top of Lake Sylvia on the north end of the lake, we have Camp Ouachita Historic Site. So if you're a history buff and want to go on a hike, there's also that option for you. And down at the bottom of Lake Sylvia on the south end, we have a day use area for picnicking, swimming, like I said, kayaking, canoeing, all that fun stuff. We also have a park for kids and then also a pump track at the day use area, which is great for those who are first starting mountain biking, and of course mountain biking around the area. And we also have a beautiful campground. We have about 24 sites, and half of those are primitive, and then half of them are full electric and water.
You know, the Lake Sylvia project is like the beginning of this great vision that started some good years ago, where that area was in disrepair, you know, its facilities and everything, and the Forest Service and I guess the state entered into kind of a cooperative agreement and refurbished all that stuff, and it's kind of like the hub of all the way to to Oklahoma.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lake Sylvia was taken over by the state about 3 years ago. And like you said, it's a lease agreement between the Forest Service and Arkansas State Parks. And essentially, the Forest Service still owns the land, but the state parks essentially take care of the land and perform all the maintenance, and then also manage all the booking, reservation stuff for the camper cabins we have, and then also the campsites. And we also provide some of the interpretive programming. I'll mention that it's the first year ever Lake Sylvia has an interpreter, which is my job specifically. And what I do is I do nature programs that focus on both nature, wildlife, and recreation, like kayaking and stuff like that.
Your job sounds pretty darn cool, to be honest.
Yeah, it's one of the coolest jobs you can have, and I really enjoy it because you really just get to foster that connection, people to nature.
So did you set out when you were in college of I want to be a park interpreter, or how did you come to that, and what education did you get to do that?
Yeah, so it was a little different of a track for me. I grew up around animals, farm farm animals and stuff like that. So I was always outdoors, and both of my parents are great outdoors people, love the outdoors. I grew up on Lake Michigan, so I was always in the water, fishing, swimming, stuff like that. So it kind of, as I grew up, I kind of just found this career path and went to school for a bachelor's degree in sustainability management, and kind of just found this job because of how much I love being outdoors and connecting people to nature.
So have y'all had much rain at your park?
Yeah, we'll have it in kind of highs and lows. Sometimes it'll just miss Lake Sylvia, and then other times it's like crazy rainy there. It just really depends.
And I ask that question because, believe it or not, folks, fall and autumn's just around the corner.
Yeah.
And I'd say it's so beautiful when the foliage changes, but I don't know what it's going to be like this year.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm starting to see a little sign, some signs of fall, certainly from the trees and different stuff, but we'll see if it's gradual or fast. But we have gotten a considerable amount of rain out there.
So Lake Sylvia is 18 acres, and it has been refurbished, and fish habitat has been developed there. Tell us about what that opportunity is like.
Yeah, absolutely. So the lake is about 18 acres, and we have opportunities for fishing. Most recently, we had some catfish stock by Game and Fish, and they're slowly trying to build the health of the lake. The lake was drained about, I want to say about a year ago, and since then it has been refilled. They had to do some work on the dam. So it's kind of a slow process getting that lake back to a healthy state for a good fish population, but we're on the good track for that.
So hours of operation.
Yes. So I believe the hours of operation is dawn until dusk. So just general, depending on what time of the year. Yeah.
So you've got lodging facilities out there. What are they like, and who are they for, and how do you book a stay there?
Yeah, so our camper cabins are beautiful. They're not as rustic as the original Girl Scout buildings that were there that were refurbished to become the camper cabins. These ones have a kitchenette, they have a sink, and they also have showers, a bed, and air conditioning. So they're definitely a glamping kind of thing, but really cute, really cozy, and still true to that rustic charm of the Girl Scout camps.
The Ozark Highland Trail, it actually starts, at Pinnacle Mountain State Park, but it runs through there, and in a lot of ways, Lake Sylvia is kind of the getting on point for people that want to through hike over to Oklahoma.
Absolutely, and we even have a Ouachita trailhead near our state park. There'll be a sign. It's near the camping area that I've seen plenty of people get on and go hiking and backpacking on.
Probably the worst hike I ever had in my life was further over by Iron Spring.
Okay.
But I started over there at Lake Sylvia right about this time of year in '88. There is no water anywhere around there. And went about 3 or 4 days, pretty much without water. And this kind of heat, when I got to that bridge up above Iron Spring, I just drank, under that bridge, and I looked up and there were birds everywhere. And, I was like, well, if I survive this, I'll survive anything. Yeah,
you're definitely a trooper because our two creeks that funnel into Lake Sylvia's reservoir, the lake, are both dry. So I can imagine that would be a pretty crazy trek.
Very, very rugged terrain, and people that might come over there with the idea of hiking probably ought to pay attention to the condition they're in.
For sure. On some of those Forest Service trails, definitely they're more, they're not so moderate. They're a little rocky in certain places.
And very steep.
Yep. But we do offer on site at Lake Sylvia 2 really awesome trails that are more moderate and can be taken at a slow pace and aren't as physically intensive. And those are the Trees of the Forest Interpretive Trail and the Lake Sylvia Loop Trail. So really great options for hiking out there.
All right, we're going to take a break on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. We'll be back with Carby Kelly, the interpreter at Lake Sylvia State Park, and hang with us. We'll be right back.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Gwatney Buick GMC's summer blockbuster sale is ready to go bigger than anything Hollywood has to offer. Are high payments your kryptonite? You don't need superpowers to get 2025 Encore GX at just $249 a month. Prefer a thrilling adventure? Lowering your payment is not an impossible mission, especially with 2025 Sierra Crew Cab at just $499 a month. It's payment clobbering time with 4 fantastic Buicks. Encore and Vista, Envision, and Enclave all at just 0.9%. 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 and Hummer at 0%. It's Gwatney Buick GMC's Summer Blockbuster Sale. No tickets necessary. Get to 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock next to Sam's Club. 501-945-4444. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. Some vehicles require qualifying trade-in. All offers with approved credit. Encore GX and Sierra are ultra-low mileage lease. A well-qualified leasing. Zero interest has limited contract limits. Some customers may not qualify.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
This is Anthony Lucas, here to tell you about my favorite spot in Little Rock, Corky's. Sure, Corky's may look all ribs and barbecue on the outside, but did you know Corky's was also nominated for Central Arkansas's best catfish? And don't get me started on their chicken, shrimp, and nachos.
Those Big Joe burgers, Anthony.
Big Joe, when did you get here?
You really stealing my thunder, Anthony. Corky's is my place.
No way you love Corky's like me, Joe.
Talk to me when you have your own menu item, Lucas.
Corky's ribs and barbecue.
Hey, Central Arkansas, the clock is ticking. Listen to this. You hear that? When that stops, it's over. Time's going to run out. Don't miss out on the Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union Summertime Auto Loan Special. August 30th, the clock stops. Low interest rates starting at 1.99%, plus no payments for 90 days and up to 84 months financing. Offer valid on 2023, 24, and 25 models. Tick, tock, tick, tock. AlcoaCommunityFCU.org.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
And we're back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. We're on a hot, steamy Monday here in Central Arkansas, and we're visiting with Carby Kelly, the interpreter at Lake Sylvia State Park. And it's hot there too, but it's a good place to be.
It's a great place to be because there's so many opportunities for different things you can do in the water, like swimming, kayaking, stuff like that. One thing I wanted to mention to you that we haven't covered yet is just some of the history of Lake Sylvia. everybody knows about it, or many people know about it, but I feel like not too many people know kind of its cool history, which is another great reason to come out and visit the park. So its history, as everybody knows probably, it's a Girl Scout camp, and during the Great Depression, Franklin D. Roosevelt started the Civilian Conservation Corps and the WPA, the Work Progress Administration, and both of these groups constructed Lake Sylvia out of the very resources from the forest that surrounds it, which is really interesting. And these Girl Scout camps were built in 1936, and I believe completed in 1940. And so they're a real time capsule and just testament to all their hard work and just the beauty and historic beauty of Arkansas as a state. And the historic Camp Ouachita that sits at the top of Lake Sylvia has the camper cabins that I was explaining to you before, and that are available to rent. And we also have some that are still dilapidated that will take people on tours to see, just to really show people the importance of preserving this wonderful site.
I want our listeners to know, I guess 4 or 5 weeks ago, Brian and I decided we have 52 wonderful state parks, and wanted to feature as many as we could between now and the first of the year. And that's why we're doing this. And we want people to get out and explore and enjoy Arkansas.
Yes, absolutely.
How, Arkansas state parks are partially funded through a 1/8% sales tax. How does that differ from other states? How much of a resource is that as far as developing tourism and keeping those parks maintained?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. I am not originally from Arkansas, so I have seen how other state parks manage, both federal parks and state parks and even city parks, and it all kind of is different, but that 1/8 really helps. And it's funny, I'm originally from Wisconsin, and I love the state parks up there, but you can tell the difference between different state parks in other states compared to Arkansas state parks, and I mean that wholeheartedly, not just because I work there. The facilities are so beautifully managed. The facilities are well maintained, and I feel like they really just have the heart of recreation. They have a really good sense of just stewardship towards their state parks, and it really does stand out compared to any other park system in the U.S.
So here you are from Wisconsin. You just gave us a heck of a history lesson, young lady.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely don't know as much as some of our visitors, but I am happy to learn about the area, especially because I love it so much.
Just a quibble, but I've always thought it was silly to have a Wisconsin when you don't have an Eastconsin.
You got me.
Now, is the facility where you work, was that originally a WPA camp?
So it wasn't originally a WPA camp. The WPA camps and CCC camps were farther away. There is a little sign going into Lake Sylvia, I believe on Highway 9, that kind of that has it's like a plaque that commemorates the camp, but the site itself is a historic Girl Scout camp, so that ran until 1979. So up until 1979, it was a Girl Scout camp, and they would do a bunch of fun recreative activities. And during the Great Depression, the CCC and WPA built the dam and the Girl Scout camps, and after 1979, it kind of went defunct a little bit. The Forest Service still owns the land, but they didn't manage it past that point recreatively. And in 1992, that's when it was registered as a National Historic Site. And from then on, there's been a lot of work done to the area.
Any of our state parks you have to pay admission to get in any of them?
No. So that's the beautiful thing about Arkansas state parks, too, that is also not common in other state parks or other state park systems in other states, is that there is no admission price. And Lake Sylvia now is also, the day use area is free as well.
All right, we're just about out of time. From here, downtown Little Rock, how do you get to Lake Sylvia?
Yeah, so you're going to go from here, you're going to go down Cantrell and down to Highway 9 that turns into 10, and then on to 324, and you're at Lake Sylvia. It's about a 45-minute drive and 38 miles away, so a really great place for people in Little Rock to come and hang out.
Yeah, and with fall coming up, great hunting in that area. You've got the Winona Wildlife Management Area. Yep. You've got the fishing at the lake. You've got the Ozark the Washita Trail. A lot of great mountain biking around there too. And Lake Sylvia State Park is a great place to make your base for your fall adventures.
Great place and many opportunities.
How long have you been in your job?
So I've been there for about 6 months, and I've been loving it.
Well, let me tell you, your excitement comes through in a big, big way. I want you to know that.
Thank you.
Well, I tell you what, I love to go out there and take photographs from the top of Flatside Pinnacle, especially at sunset. And
let me know when you come out.
I will do it. Yeah.
Thank
All right.
you.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Carby Kelly, interpreter at Lake Sylvia State Park.
All right. We're going to talk skydiving when we come back. Carrie Rainwater is in the house with us. Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
It's a tough time, injured, and it was not your fault. Hurts in the pocketbook, too. Who do you turn to? Don't call a lawyer and find they're out of state or talk with someone at a call center. Call us at the Brad Hendricks Law Firm and talk to a real Arkansas lawyer directly. And remember, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. We'll work hard for you. Have for over 30 years. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
When you're out and about in the natural state, whether it's work or play, be sure to make Doubleby's Convenience Stores your one-stop shop. With 34 locations in central Arkansas, they're easy to find. Headed to the lake or just taking in the beauty of Arkansas? Stop in at your nearest Doubleby's location. Their double blend of coffee is always hot and fresh. Snacks, Doubleby's has them. Want more than a snack? Many Doubleby's have hot delis. And don't forget the hot breakfast sandwiches. Doubleby's, where you gas it, grab it, and go.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. But that didn't stop you, did it? You knew you could get arrested. You could incur huge legal expenses, and you could possibly even lose your job. You were well aware of the consequences of driving drunk. But one thing's for sure. You were wrong when you said it was no big deal. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Paid for by the Arkansas Highway Safety Office.
We all have that nagging pain. For me, it was in my back, and I thought it would go away if I kept running. If I really worked to my core strength, it might dissipate. Well, guess what? That's not always the case. Hey, everybody, Josh Neighbors here for QC Kinetics. If you have that continued pain, you should schedule your free consultation today with the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. They've turned around thousands of lives with their regenerative treatments that work with your body to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. And these are natural therapies. So we're not heading to the pharmacy all the time. We're not going back to the doctor after surgery all the time. And the best news is you can bring your x-rays and MRI to QC Kinetics. It's a no-pressure chat and a thorough evaluation that could change your life. So stop living with that day-to-day joint and muscle pain. So grab the phone right now. Give them a call, 501-214-5880. Ask about that free consultation at 501-214-5880. Once again, 501-214-5880.
The Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
I would buy a mansion, buy my dream car.
I've always wanted to go to Dublin, sit in a pub, and just kind of see what life's like.
I'm probably going to pass out.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters. Time now to talk to Neil Atkinson with Sarah's Casino Resort down in Pine Bluff. You got to be living the dream right now, young man. We're getting busy. You're always busy, but you're getting into it where all the seasons overlap.
Yeah, it's getting ready to get real busy for us. Got a little housekeeping. We're going to take the site down probably about 3 a.m. in the morning. Not a whole lot going on then, and we're going to be doing some more additional upgrades getting ready for football season. We're switching over to the official Data NFL feed. Going with a faster feed for NCAA football, and hooking up a bunch of new prop and flash bet in-game bet providers. So got some fun stuff going on tomorrow, and we'll be getting ready to turn on the Survivor Series later this week. That's where you sign up for it at a price point, and then you just pick a winner of an NFL game straight up. You don't have to worry about points or anything. You just pick a winner. But the key is that you can only pick that team to win once during the entire season, and once you lose a game, you're out. Last Man Standing Survivor Series. That will start later this week. And, of course, we got NFL preseason in action right now. You've got that going on with who is it that's going on tonight? I forgot. I just went blank because I'm so busy. I forget. I can't even remember who's playing football. Who's playing football right now in preseason tonight? But I got so much stuff on my screens. It's just crazy when you do that. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is right now when I hit the right button. It's the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Washington Commanders. My goodness, Cincinnati's already up 7-0 in the preseason game. And we've added some more markets during this preseason game, kind of testing them all out, so you can check that out. And, of course, baseball heating up towards the pennant races. I see the Milwaukee Brewers finally had that streak broken, but they came right back at it today and won big.
Neil, appreciate you very much. Folks, download the app, BetSaracen.com. Neil, have a good evening.
Take care. Have fun.
And we're back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, and we're going to switch gears a little bit. We've been up to Lake Sylvia. Now we're going 2 miles high with Carrie Rainwater and Zach Cole. And we're talking about skydiving. And this is something Ray's always wanted to do.
No, but I'm tell you what, I bet if you'll do it, I'll pay for it.
I don't think I'll have to pay for it, Ray. We've heard what it takes to do it for free. Well, Carrie, clue us in. Tell us about skydiving. This is something we don't know much about.
How'd you and Zach cook up?
Well, he is with Paradise Valley skydiving in Clarksville. And as far as I know, it's one of the only 2 places in the state that, and Zach can tell you more about their facility and all that. But
go ahead.
I had always wanted, after I hit 50, I wanted to start whacking away at my bucket list. And that was on my bucket list. And it took me till I was 61 to finally do it. But my 4 boys bought the skydive package for me and
made sure that your life insurance was
up
to date.
I know. I wanted to know if they still wanted me to do it, if they found out they were getting nothing,
So, go ahead.
Zach Cole, tell us about the business you work for.
Yeah, guys. Hey, happy to be here. So we're at Paradise Valley Skydiving, and that's at Clarksville, Arkansas. We're at 1413 East Main Street. What we do is we throw people out of perfectly good airplanes. What do you want to know about it?
Well, here's the thing that I always wanted to know, having never done that. So you're in the plane, you got the anticipation, the engine's running, and everybody's geared up and everything. You get up. What is the feeling like, Carrie? When you're looking at that open door and the air is rushing by and it's time, what is that feeling like before you Geronimo?
Wow.
Now, you and Zach were attached, right?
Yes, we were
Okay.
attached, tandem.
Yeah.
I always thought I would be extremely nervous, and I wasn't. I don't know why. I guess I had my mindset that I was going to do it, and I just had to get over being nervous about it. The only time I did get a little bit nervous was when he did open the door, and I mean, this is a tiny plane. There's only 4 of us in it. When he opened the door and I had to step out on a platform, Zach, what is it, 12 inches by 12 inches, something like that? And my instinct,
12 by 9 step.
yeah, my instinct was I wanted to hold on to the plane and to steady myself. But he said, you know, don't do that. Hold on to yourself. I got you. So Zach was outstanding at making me feel comfortable up there.
Oh, you did great, friend. And that's exactly what we do. So we have a C-182. It has a 4-passenger plane, you know, plus the pilot. So if a couple of friends wanted to go together, like we did, you and your son, a couple of friends can go up together. We go to 10,000 feet AGL. That's above ground level. You're going to hear pilots always talking about sea level. What matters to us skydivers is where the ground's at. So we jump out at 10,000 feet above ground level. Your first jump is tandem. You're going to be strapped to somebody that's a tandem instructor. But just because it's your first jump doesn't mean it has to be your last. We teach AFS, and that's accelerated free fall. So after you do your first tandem with us, as long as you pass that, and we can go over that criteria, but you can move on to ASF and do solo skydiving after your first skydive with us tandem. And there's another version of IAD, which is an instructor-assisted deployment. There's a bunch of ways to learn. I used to think you had to be given a Willy Wonka golden ticket to be able to go skydiving. No, you can just come up, sign your life away, show up to Paradise Valley Skydiving, and we'll do all the work for you and bring you safely back to the ground.
All right, so what was the cost to do this?
So your tandem is going to start at about $270, and there's video packages from there. I mean, you can't get your first time back skydiving, so there's a couple different video packages. Like we did, I can put a camera on my wrist, and excuse me, and that's going to be in free fall with us. So while we're falling, that'll be attached to my wrist during the canopy ride, when we're underneath the parachute all the way to the ground. The other video package, I still put the camera on my hand, but you have a video guy come out right in front of you, kind of be able to be there and give you a high five. So $270 is the base price for tandem skydiving.
So what is the initial sensation like when you leave the plane and you're in free fall? And it's immediate. What's that like? Does your stomach go up through your throat like it does when you're on a roller coaster?
You know, I think...
No, man. So no... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Zach. For me, it was a roller coaster gave me more of that drop feeling than jumping out of the airplane did. Now, why, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Zach may be able to tell me.
Well, so we don't really feel the drop feeling when we're jumping out of an airplane, per se. The plane's going to be moving at least 75 knots forward, so we're just transferring that speed to our downward speed. So once we reach terminal velocity of about 120 miles an hour, we've only increased 38 knots or so. So it doesn't really feel that sinking feeling in your stomach, but boy, you sure know you're moving. You can feel it's like 1,000 leaf blowers right in your face. But when we get underneath that parachute, it is silent. You can whisper to one another. Come up to Paradise Valley and see why we call it Paradise Valley. We have the Arkansas River to our south. It's an amazing view of all the United States. We have the rolling hills to the north. Our spot's hard to beat.
So where's your landing zone? Is it always the same?
So we land right out in front of where we take off. So like if you were to bring family or some folks that wanted to watch, they would be standing 10 feet right beside us wherever we land. We do have a few things that we do for fun. We don't do it with tandems, but we landed on a barge, a sand barge, in the middle of the river. We had to get in touch with the Army Corps of Engineers, make sure that we were in time with them. We got the Clarksville dive team to come out, wetsuit up for us, make sure we were safe. So we get to do some fun, wild stuff. But most of the time when we do tandems, we do land right back at the airport where we took off.
Zach, what is the free fall was about 2 minutes? Is that right?
I'm so sorry, I cannot hear you.
The free fall, was it about 2 minutes?
Was the free fall?
We jump from about 10. When we jump from about 10,000 feet, you're going to fall for about 30 to 40 seconds.
Okay.
We probably made it to almost 40 seconds because you're kind of on the lighter end of folks,
Do birds ever accompany you down while you're gliding down?
Yeah, so it's super cool. I've followed one eagle so far in my 1,400 plus skydives. I've got to follow an eagle and quite a few hawks. That's usually only under canopy. I've never really seen anything in free fall other than other humans right beside me. But yeah, once we open that parachute, I've had the luxury of actually seeing a bald eagle with a tandem and getting to point it out with her, and followed a couple of hawks. Yeah.
All right, tell folks, tell our listeners again where they can find you guys.
Yeah, so we're at Paradise Valley Skydiving. Look us up on Facebook. See exactly what I'm talking about. Watch us jump out of airplanes. So Paradise Valley Skydiving. We're at 1413 East Main Street in Clarksville, Arkansas. Yeah, find us on Facebook. Watch exactly what we do.
All right, Zach. Appreciate you taking time to join us. Carrie's going to take over the show now. She just didn't know it. But you have a great rest of the week, and hope you drum up some business. But I promise you this, I'll look you up on Facebook. I'm not jumping. I got news for you.
You made it this far.
All right. Thanks for having us. Talk to you soon.
All right.
All right, we're going to take us a little break here on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. I'm going to go pay a few bills, have us a drink of water. We'll be right back.
We're going to have a honey of a good time when we come back. All right. Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Hi, this is Joe Klein, former Razorback and owner of Corky's Ribs and Barbecue.
And I'm Anthony Lucas, also a proud former Razorback and Corky's Barbecue regular customer.
We may represent different sports in different decades, but all generations of hogs agree.
Corky's is the only place to get the most delicious ribs and barbecue at a winning price.
So stop into Corky's now and every day for never-ending specials.
Corky's,
where hogs come home, baby.
Corky's Ribs and Barbecue.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Gwatney Buick GMC's summer blockbuster sale is ready to go bigger than anything Hollywood has to offer. Are high payments your kryptonite? You don't need superpowers to get 2025 Encore GX at just $249 a month. Prefer a thrilling adventure? Lowering your payment is not an impossible mission, especially with 2025 Sierra Crew Cab at just $499 a month. It's payment clobbering time with 4 fantastic Buicks. Encore and Vista, Envision, and Enclave all at just 0.9%. 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 and Hummer at 0%. It's Gwatney Buick GMC's summer blockbuster sale. No tickets necessary. Get to 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock next to Sam's Club. 501-945-4444. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. Some vehicles require qualifying trade-in. All offers with approved credit. Encore GX and Sierra are ultra-low mileage lease. A well-qualified leasing. Zero interest has limited contract limits. Some customers may not qualify.
Hey Central Arkansas, are you getting piggy with it and ready for some football? Donate blood with Our Blood Institute at select mobile blood drives August 16th through the 24th for your chance to win a grand prize tailgate package, including 6 tickets to the September 6th Little Rock game, Traeger Grill, Canopy, Igloo Cooler, and camp chairs. All donors will receive a limited edition football-themed t-shirt, trucker hat, and a free ticket to Magic Springs. So get out on that gridiron and support your community. Visit obi.org/events today.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshields, and slick roads quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See shelter agents Nick Gennardi, Daniel Vickers, or Becky Bradley in Sherwood today.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters. You know, it's amazing when you're out and about in town, you go out to dinner, whatever, you meet people from time to time. And I met Mark Gunner and his wife, Tricia, at one of my favorite places, Red Moon Tavern. And I said, what do you do for a living? And you said...
I'm a beekeeper.
A beekeeper. Pull that microphone over there in front of you, the one right there. Yeah, let's talk in that one so I can hear you.
All right, so to fully appreciate Mr. Gunner here, you got to look at the camera. He's got this great shirt that's got a very large print of a honeybee going into a honey hive, and I got to say, I like that shirt.
Well, thank you.
You know, we've had Leslie with Well Forever on. She's a pollinator. And I thought, well, you know what? We learned all about the bees and what they do. And you raise bees and produce honey. You got a bunch of it here, and it's really tasty stuff. But how'd you get in this business?
Several years ago, I retired, and my wife, after the first week, said, I don't know what you're going to do next week, but it's not what you did this week. And I happened to see that there was a group of beekeepers up in Jonesboro that had gone out of business. It was in the paper. Their name was the Coys. They moved down to Gulf Shores, Mississippi, relocated their operation, and decided that I was going to fill their footsteps and became a beekeeper.
Now, that's really strange because you told us, earlier that you have a phobia about stinging flying insects.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, now everybody does that. So, yeah, I've never been a fan of anything that was flying and stinging, so people laugh. I'm the first guy to put on a veil when we go to the bee yard and the last one to take it off. I don't like bees that much.
What is honeybees, as I understand it, are not native to the U.S., but we depend on them.
That is correct, yeah. So most of your bees, you really have kind of two main lines, your Italians and your Russian bees. They were brought in years ago. Since then, they've really become feral bees throughout the U.S., as well as beekeepers are really trying to do their best with all the other conditions that we have these days to maintain good hives.
What is the, how do you get started? How do you select your stock of bees? How do you bring in your stock, cultivate them, keep them healthy, and keep them on you? I mean, wouldn't it be a natural thing for them to want to go somewhere else and start a wild hive somewhere?
Everybody hears about swarming, and I always reference swarming is, in most conditions, that means your hive is doing everything it should. It's nature's way of splitting and making more bees. So we actually, when the hive gets strong enough in the spring, it will split off and make a secondary hive, and that's what we want to happen. For us, we decided to go the path of Russian bees. We're one of about 18 Russian breeders in the U.S. There's an organization. These were all bees that's gone through the bee lab down in Baton Rouge, and they work to bring these bees in. And now each member of the organization maintains two of the original lines brought out of Russia.
When you see a swarm of bees, I don't know how many of them are in there, but probably 5,000, 10,000 of them maybe?
Easy, yes.
How do you identify the queen out of this big mob of bees, isolate the queen, and the rest of the bees just follow meekly?
I know you'd be wanting to know about the queen bee.
Well, once you see a queen bee, you will always remember it. She's always a little bit longer, larger, slower. They treat her differently. And so once you find one, it's usually you kind of just train your eyes to know what you're looking for. The nice thing about when you do see a swarm that's in a tree, in most cases for the first day or two, they're pretty docile. You can work them, you can move them to a box. They brought all the resources with them. They packed before they left the hive. And so everybody brought what they needed to begin a new hive. So you can get it into a box, and most of the time you're successful of them staying in that box with that queen and going ahead and raising honey in that year, possibly.
So this is a crazy transition. So he was with Alltel for a long time and handled all the NASCAR operations of that, and now he's got doing bees. I'm trying to figure this out.
I've got one of those Alltel hats. Who was the driver back then that y'all had?
Oh.
It wasn't. Oh gosh, I still got the hat.
Well, yeah, too far back for me.
All right, you've got samples of honey here.
I did.
I want our listeners to know this. You tell them where they can find it. I'm not a big honey guy, but you make some of the best stuff I've ever put in my mouth.
Well, I do remember one night we were testing an espresso honey, and Ray told me, I don't like coffee. I really don't care about trying that. So I talked him into trying a little bit, and the next thing I know, he took the jar, put it in his pocket, and said, I am now a coffee drinker. So I don't know how that happened.
I'm not a coffee drinker, but I like that honey.
So when bees are in the hive, how is it determined among the colony where the royal jelly goes, who gets it, and what is the physiological effect that royal jelly has on the larva that's in those cells?
So most people don't know this. About every bee in the hive will get a little bit of royal jelly. That's what helps feed the larva through the pupae stage until they become a bee. The difference is the size of the cell that they actually put it in. A queen cell will be larger, a drone bee will be a little bit smaller, and a worker bee will be the smallest. And so it depends on how much they give each one, and what the process is what kind of bee it will produce at the end of the day.
So do they have it predetermined that they're grooming a queen out of that, or what?
They do. So that's how how we actually raise queens is we go in and we make the hive believe that they're queenless. We give them a larger cell, and through that process they will begin to raise queens, and we can then harvest those queens, split them, and make our own hives out of them.
So you've got the hives. I guess they're portable, and you move them around to farmers that are growing things, or how does that process work?
Here in Arkansas, it's mainly row crops. So we're really trying to get the hives on either soybeans or cotton. We call it ditchweed along the Arkansas River. There's a lot of honey to be made in those areas. For us on the commercial side, we make most of our honey starting around the 4th of July through the end of August. There's some spring honey to be made, and a lot of people do that, but for us, most of our honey is in the summer months when you do see the cotton and soybeans blooming.
So how many people do what you do in Arkansas?
There's probably 6 or 7 commercial beekeepers across the state. I don't know the exact number, but somewhere in that neighborhood.
What is the sweetest, most desirable honey in Arkansas?
That would be Gunther honey that you have here today.
No, I mean, what is the flower that it's made from?
I thought he just set you up for that.
I agree with that. This stuff is delicious. It is really, really good.
I will say we get really good feedback on this. Some people, we don't have a lot of specialty crops. If you begin to think about some of your orange blossoms, that's very sought after out of the Florida area. Different areas will produce it. For us, we just don't have those isolated crops where we could really go in and harvest something that specific. We do blackberries up in Judsonia, and when I say do, we pollinate for used to be the Ritter Farm. They have about 200 acres of blackberry. So we could potentially get blackberry honey, but we really don't try that hard. We're more about making sure those blackberries get the pollination they need.
So how is soybean honey and rice honey?
Well, that's what you're saying you enjoy a lot today. So no rice, they don't produce, but your cotton, soybeans, and other things do, and that's what you're actually saying.
And we hope you folks have a rice day, and we'll be right back. Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
When you're out and about in the natural state, whether it's work or play, be sure to make W's Convenience Stores your one-stop shop. With 34 locations in central Arkansas, they're easy to find. Headed to the lake or just taking in the beauty of Arkansas? Stop in at your nearest W's location. Their double blend of coffee is always hot and fresh. Snacks, W's has them. Want more than a snack? Many W's have hot delis. And don't forget the hot breakfast sandwiches. W's, where you gas it, grab it, and go.
It's a tough time. Injured, and it was not your fault. Hurts in the pocketbook, too. Who do you turn to? Don't call a lawyer and find they're out of state or talk with someone at a call center. Call us at the Brad Hendricks Law Firm and talk to a real Arkansas lawyer directly. And remember, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. We'll work hard for you. Have for over 30 years. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Shipments of spring and summer fashions are arriving at Bell & Sword. That means swimwear from Saks, Peter Noir golf wear and shirts, Johnny O's store within a store. Be sure to check out the Faraday line and Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. So hurry in for a great value on quality men's clothing at Bell & Sword for your spring and summer items, and you'll look fantastic. Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in downtown Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by the Arkansas Highway Safety Office.
Have questions about retirement, investments, or your money? Call our financial hotline. Dial 501-381-5228 and leave a voicemail with your specific financial question, and our experts will answer it on the Get Ready for the Future show Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Get your financial questions answered by the pros. 501-381-5228. Call now. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Independent Advisor Alliance. Independent Advisor Alliance and GenWealth Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Ray Tucker here for Honda of North Little Rock. If you're a fan of the Triumph motorcycles, I have good news for you. Honda of North Little Rock carries the legendary classics to the cutting-edge rides. We carry Daytona 600, the iconic Bonneville Bobber, the TF450X, the stunning Bonneville Elvis Presley Edition, plus the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. We have gear, bikes, and full service for Triumph enthusiasts, and much, much more. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters. Paula Dean, eat your heart out. I'm telling you what, it's not a cooking show. We got a testing show going on.
Yeah, the next segment's going to be silent because we're all in here eating stuff.
And I know it's radio. All of our shows are on.
You can
Facebook,
see us.
YouTube.
YouTube. You can find us on YouTube. I believe on Spotify. But right now we're sampling Gunther's honey, and we got this stuff here. It's honey and apple cider vinegar, and I've been an apple cider vinegar guy for a long, long time. And I just, it's you just got to do it and hold your. This stuff is delicious. You can drink this. This is awesome. And there's some hot honey over here. I really like.
I got the hot honey.
Yeah, you did. Ray's always had some hot honey.
Yeah.
So there's Arkansas creamed honey. There's various flavors. We got espresso, which is really, really good. Even if you don't like coffee, as Ray not real care for it, it's good stuff. We've got cinnamon. We got chocolate, strawberry. We got a bunch of little spoons in here. We can do this all night. We can go.
So you had something new you wanted to talk about?
Well, he was just talking about. We just started the apple cider vinegar and honey, and the feedback has been great. We were just talking about people having a shot in the morning, but they had to chase it with something, and then everyone in the room sampled it and said, I can drink this as it is.
Yeah, you don't need a chaser with this stuff. This is really, really, really good.
Really tasty. It's great for some of your pickling, but also for anybody that just wants to have a little apple cider vinegar every day for health reasons. A great way to take it.
Well, and here it is. See, I'm a cancer survivor, and I just have a lot of ongoing stomach issues, and I have to drink stuff like this to keep myself, upset stomach. And it's just something you got to do, and it's not pleasant. This is pleasant. I can do this. This is really, really good.
What he said was he'd like to take that bottle home.
I think he's taking that bottle home. I think that's happening.
So, how do you come in cold to the honey business, get your distribution network set up, get your customer base set up, get it out there to the public?
Well, my previous life was in sales and marketing, so selling honey became pretty easy compared to other things I've done. I will say within the beekeeping world, there's a lot of good people out there that will kind of help give you some good mentor. There was a lot of trial and error. We made a lot of mistakes, had a lot of failures, but we just kept trying over and over and going back to the people that had done this for years and years and asking questions. Part of the biggest issue we had is we just didn't know what questions to ask when we started. And as we learned, people would help us, and we have slowly grown. We've been in business a little over 8 years now.
We got folks sitting out there. Where do I find this stuff? Where do I get it?
Just about any of your local grocery stores here in the central Arkansas area, anywhere from Hot Springs to White Plains, Missouri, up through Fayetteville, Rogers, your Kroger, Harps, Whole Food. We're looking at Fresh Market pretty soon. Edwards up on Cantrell, Drug Emporium. Any of those, all of those carry our products in one variety or another.
Love Edwards Food Giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just asking about the vinegar. It's just going on the shelf. I think the only place right now is probably Drug Emporium, but we're beginning to see that roll out. It'll probably be Edwards pretty quick. So we're just now beginning to get that on the shelf.
Yeah, you can come to my house and look at it.
Yeah.
Well, you got an Edwards Food Giant 3 minutes from where you live. You too, Gary.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so it's got to be a pretty competitive business though, but everybody seems to get along and be cooperative.
They are. We just did a show up with Wild Birds Unlimited this weekend, and they had 4 honey producers there. Very small facility, footprint, but everybody really gets along. Everybody has their little niches. We're more in the wholesale market. We don't do a lot of shows or anything. We're more through a distribution of our grocery stores or mom and pop groceries, things of that nature. So everybody has their own little niche that they cover.
The funnest thing about this show, about journalism in general, is meeting people that have their passion. And I guess you probably found yours a little later in life, but man, you just seem to really be into what you do. This is just, it's really refreshing just to be here listening to you talk about this. Of course, you got the visuals and everything, and then you got the product, and it's just it's been a real pleasure to have you in here.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure being here.
I had to drag him in here, to be honest with you. Well, it's not like he's not normally talkative either,
Yeah. So, I would recommend anybody go out and find you some of this honey. When this honey and apple cider vinegar gets on the shelves, you're going to love this. And, man, the health benefits of this stuff, it's just, you can't overstate it.
Well, after you get out of your state park tour and skydiving, then come down, I'll put you in a bee suit and take you out, and we can look at some beehives.
Yeah, after I jump out of the plane and then get stung by some bees. It'll be a great year.
Yes, it will.
And his nickname, I call him Bee all the time.
That's right. That's it. I'm Big B. Well, I'll tell you what, we've
got about 15 seconds.
15 seconds. It's hot as all get out. Everybody be safe out there. Be hydrated. Don't overexert. and be with us next week. Come back and be in good health and good spirits.
Mark, thank you very much. Special thanks to Carby Kelly, State Parks. How delightful was that young lady?
She was. Everybody that comes in this room is delightful.
They've been terrific. All right, you folks have a great week. As Brian said, stay cool. It's going to cool off a little bit later on in the week. 91 is cool. Oh, yeah. All right, get out and enjoy the Arkansas outdoors.